Hello, hello. Good morning. Some of you guys who are in whichever part of the world you are, good evening. If you are in Pacific Northwest or the East Coast, and good evening for all of you who are watching from EMEA, which is European audience. Thank you so much for spending this afternoon with me. If you are tuning in for the first time, do put new in the comment below and let me know who you are. I do care who comes in and support my work. Please let me know what position you're interviewing for, what type of questions that you have. The more specific you guys give me, the more detailed and relevant answer I will provide for you. Okay? If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Holly Lee. I'm the founder of the Star Interview Accelerator program. I'm so excited because I will be doing my second launch coming up in the upcoming week. I have an amazing group of VIP coaching community who are actually right here, right now, continuing to support my work as well, and as well as my YouTube paid membership. I'm here to simply provide my career strategies in helping you land one, job interviewed, and secondly, just to get all of your tools and strategies in knowing what the Amazon leadership principle is so that you can ace your interview with any employer and not just Amazon, okay? Hello, how are you, everyone? I hope you guys are doing well. I must say, you guys are, well, I know that a lot of you are my coaching community. Every time I feel like I would show up for any kind of coaching at all, you see this glow in my face. Even I haven't even had my coffee yet. Well, I cheated with one little sip because I'm truly passionate and I come alive every single time with an opportunity to coach. I'm not sure about turning the camera on here. I'm actually a little camera shy, but aside from that, I love being here and thank you so much, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Anlu. Hello, Anlu. Elbow bump to you as well. Ashley, thank you so much for also being my Patreon member. By the way, for all of you guys who are supporting my YouTube channel as a Patreon member, our monthly Zoom call, which is 2 hours where I will answer all of your questions, review your branding, your story, whatever is it that you need me to, or mock interview. It is coming up this Thursday, okay? There's a post on the newsfeed inside Patreon. And of course, I will always send you a reminder the day before. So make sure you guys don't miss out on that, okay? Jadish, thank you so much for coming back. Renee, good to see you. Nee, thank you for being leadership tier member. And is that it? I know there's more. Bear in the wild. Hello to you. Conservation atheist. Day one for you. What part of the world are you in again? If you can kindly remind me. Thank you so much for the star, Agnes. Thank you, Dipto. Lovely seeing you. You know I'm a fan, and I will always be a fan. And yes, thank you so much for coming back and being here. Testing Mountain Dew sign up. I love it. Gary, good to see you coming back. You're returning for more. I welcome actually as a new member to all of my social platform. Really good seeing you here. Cliff, good to see you. Mobna, good evening to you in Germany. At 9 p.m. Awesome. I'm trying to do an earlier stream, which is why on the Friday is 9:30 a.m. So it's a little bit more tolerable for you, for all of you, EMEA. And eventually, rather than having the 12 p.m., I'm probably going to do it later on in the evening for Asia Pacific so that everyone can be here as well. But Shoal, thank you so much for the star and for supporting my work every single week. Diane, I really appreciate the coffee. And by the way, let me have a sip. Somebody with a towel. I'm doing good. How you doing? How you doing? And for all of you who is watching behind the scene, if you're a little shy, it's okay. You could still, if you don't feel comfortable dropping in your questions here, you could always create a nickname. Such, you don't even have to have your profile photo if you don't want to. And if you guys need help in doing so, simply let me know, and I'm happy to do a tutorial for you. But the intent of me being here is to answer all of your questions, okay? And if you're gonna sit behind and just be more of a servant, that's absolutely fine. But can a girl please get a thumbs up? Subscribe to my channel so you could receive a notification every Tuesday and Friday when I come in live stream for you. Okay? With further ado, let me get to the chase of what today's content is about, aside from answering all of your questions, Amazon or not. If you have seen the post that I've made this morning on LinkedIn, basically what I've done was in the last couple of months, I just received so much more messages on a lot of the professional who are still affected by the pandemic and really struggling in landing job interviewed. We're not even talking about acing the interview yet, but landing a job interview with any employer for that matter. Okay. My goal, of course, is to get you job interview with Amazon and Google, then Apple, and startup, whatever choice you have. And I would never advise you guys to look at one specific company, right, guys? So, with that said, this holiday, on the 12 days of Christmas, I am going to be selecting 12 professional um, because I too can relate to you, okay? If you are a single parent, a single mom, single dad, if you are a diversity category, any type and form of diversity, if you are having a really hard time financially right now, struggling to support your family in passing a job interviewed, I can tell you guys what the number one problem is and why I'm offering a free coaching. Excuse me, allergy. It is raining like cats and dog outside in Seattle. Excuse me. So I'm going to select 12 professionals. I will read your story. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Hmm. Can I get a thumbs up in the video so that maybe my dry cough can stop coughing? Perhaps that may help. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Why am I doing this? Because I wanted to give back. If it wasn't for the community, I won't be here today. Seriously, I won't be here today. In order for me to still survive, I'm very fortunate and I appreciate all of you guys, especially you follow me on Patreon as my pay member YouTube. You're in my coaching community. So I wanted to give back to for those who are still struggling, and I'll do whatever I can. This is a couple hour, very small 12 people group coaching, by the way. Few hours, okay? And for those of you who are in my program, any of my program, you will know that I am extremely obsessed with my customer, meaning that I will not let go or shut off my camera, which is via Zoom, by the way, until all of your questions are answered. But the intent, the number one reason why you cannot get a job interview is your branding. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my branding services for free. What does that mean, professional? That means the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to review your LinkedIn profile in detail and telling you exactly what you need and what you should put in there. No, I'm not doing it for you, but I will tell you exactly what you need to do. Literally, exactly what you need, as well as your resume. And I will tell you the difference between the two and how you can stand out. This package is a $3,000 branding for my coaching. I'm giving it to you because I need you to sit back, have a sip of coffee. If you just focus on applying to, 50, 100, thousands of jobs, sure, the recruiter will eventually get to you. But I came from a recruiting background. I was also a leadership recruiter. We don't we don't go through all of the applicants because we simply don't have time. We do what is called buzzword, and we'll talk more about that. Actually, I talked about that in my LinkedIn profile review last week. If you haven't yet, please go and check out that video, and the link will be in the description as well later on. That's the problem, okay? I'm going to teach you how to drag out your core strength. Oh my goodness. I'm just not feeling that well today. Oh, bear with me here. So I will tell you every single nips, every single trick, what the recruiter's eye is seeing, what the hiring manager are seeing, what the FANG company, which FANG company, if you don't know what I mean by FANG, it means top tier tech company, not just Amazon, the Google, and the Apple, the Netflix in the world, the Twitter in the world as well. Okay. So basically, whatever company it is that I want the recruiter to reach out to you rather than you having to just apply to job. Now, one would argue with me and would say you need to go the traditional way to just apply for a job. I disagree because people are busy, including the recruiters. Even before all of this madness, even like walking back the last time I was recruiting about probably 8 years ago, I had thousands of applicants per each and every single position that I am responsible for. By now, I don't even know how many people are going after the same job. So the likelihood for a recruiter to look through your information, let's just say that they do, right? You still need to fix your branding. Okay. And I have so many messages. It's very heartfelt for me that many of you have failed your Amazon interview 2 times, 3 times. What should I do? I can't afford you, Holly. How can I work with you? Here's your opportunity. Okay. I need you to reach out to me via LinkedIn. You're not in my VIP coaching or my Star Accelerator course at all because those are already in there. I want to hear every single thing that you have already done. What I'm looking for is a highly ambitious professional who I know is not going to waste my time because professionals, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to give you a couple hours of my time so that you can listen to the way how I coach the 12 people in the same group of coaching, and you will be able to step up. Trust me. Just trust me on this. Everyone tells me the same thing and they're lost and they're confused and they trust me. Usually after this training, all of my clients would be able to get recruiter calls or job interview almost immediately. Okay, especially in my VIP and my Star Accelerator, which is very new, by the way. They see results almost immediately within a week or two because you need to do the work. Okay, if you are willing to do the work, can I please have a hands up or a thumbs up in the comment below? I'm only interested to help those who are also interested in helping themselves because the way how I am right now will get even more raw when it comes to coaching. Okay. I'm very authentic in my feedback. I will tell you exactly what is lacking. And I get it. It's not a good fit for everyone. So I'm trying to look for a good fit. And in my coaching platform, 85% of my paid clients all landed a job offer. Amazon and a lot other companies all in one. Okay. There are a few who didn't end up landing a job at Amazon, but they end up accepting a position like, for example, an Oracle, a PayPal, like and other companies, right? There's a lot of brand name company as well. And on top of that, startups. Okay. This is what I mean. My biggest ultimate pet peeve is do not waste my time. I will promise you, professionals, I'll do whatever I can to stay as long as I can to make sure that when our session is completed, you're going to have the branding that you want. But you need to tell me and convince me why I should choose you because the just application for my private coaching alone is very long and I'm 2 months behind in getting back to them. Why am I doing this right now and why am I offering for free around the holidays? Because it's the holidays, okay? It's the holidays. It's not that I'm in a good mood or anything. I simply just wanted to help those who needed help the most financially. Did I mention single parents and diversity? You guys reach out to me. I see you, okay? All righty. Who is here? There's 41 people who is watching. For those of you who forgotten to give me the thumbs up, please do so in the video itself. It's going to help me trick the YouTube algorithm, okay? Hello, the LSR. Hello, how are you? Maria, how are you? I'm new. Interview tomorrow for a manager, Amazon project manager role. Can we please wish a friend Maria best of luck for her interview tomorrow? And Maria, if you haven't seen my leadership principle questions and answer, where I walk you through, actually, it's this one right here. This one. Okay. If you haven't seen that yet, I will highly encourage you to do so because there's an example of a template where you could pretty much duplicate it in with your experiences, of course. Okay. And I talk about walking you through step by step on how to answer my topic behavioral questions. I've had customers who focuses on 38 story, 150 plus answer. Don't do that. Don't waste your time. Just focus on the ones that are most important. And if you do that, you should be able to drag out all of your core strength experiences, areas where you've made mistakes or failure, a time when you really have to think inventively and outside of the box and how you deliver a result in scaling your businesses or services for your customers. Okay. So do not waste your time in doing so. All right. I am excited to answer some of your questions. Can we please give me an eat, sleep, star because I am passionate to get started. All righty. Question of the day. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Renee says, what do you know about the technical editor position? Don't see info about it online. The reason why you don't see any information is because for you to see information online, Renee and everyone else, if you're doing your searches, is because folks like you who interview at Amazon or is an employee, they just don't write it. Okay. If you don't have any information, and truth be told, I don't even know what on earth a technical editor does. But if you truly look at the job description, if you read it through, it pretty much tells you exactly what you're getting into. Of all the company I've worked for, Amazon is probably the company who lists almost every single thing on there, especially with the like from top to bottom. I'm talking about the fancy first and second paragraph, the group, the environment, the basic qualification, the preferred qualification. You're going to do 100% of that, and you're probably going to do 100% of something else as well. Okay. So your job is to make sure that you're able to answer every single questions on those that I've just mentioned, and study your resume or your LinkedIn profile, your credential. A lot of the interviewers, a good interviewer will be picking up questions from your credential. Okay. So if I have no clue, and this is just the way how I coach my client as well, I pretty much take the resume, and when we do mock interview and reverse interview, that's exactly what I do. And of course, I've also sent them my top pick of 15 behavioral questions from Amazon, and I would teach them how those questions and their answer is tying around the leadership principle. Okay. If you don't know what if I'm speaking German to you right now, all you have to do is take a look at the playlist that I've just forecast about a few minutes ago. Hello, hello. Actually, let me know if you have other question, okay? Sin, thank you so much for being my YouTube community member. Ashley says, I'm interviewing for senior manager aviation security. Wow, sounds like a really fun, cool, and hard position. Okay, here's what you do, Ashley. Since your loop is literally coming around the corner, I would love to see you in my Patreon monthly, which is this Thursday at 9:30 a.m. And when you do so, I would love for you to, between now and Thursday, I would love it if you at least record yourself 2 times on the stories that you have already written. Because, my friend, we're going to do mock interviews when you show up to the office hour. How are you, somebody with a towel? Shuri 2014 says, I have an interview soon for compliance department, no experience, but hiring manager wants a person that can adjust to the culture and doesn't care about the experiences. That is true. That's really, really true. I of all the people who landed a position at Amazon, and we're talking about over 100 of them, none of them have the exact experiences. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. I'm not joking around. Last Friday in my live stream, 6 or 7 of them came by just to tell me that they landed an offer at Amazon. And this is not including a whole bunch that got an offer and didn't even have a chance to tell me until like a month later after they have started. Okay. Which is why, professional, after you guys land an offer, do reach out to me on LinkedIn so I can send you my private Facebook group. It's Holly Lee's Alumni. That's for everyone who's landing a job offer. And at the moment is 99% Amazonian. Okay. So that I can remember who you are. And if you have any questions regarding onboarding or settling in, just drop it in the private group for me. Okay. So that's what I would tell you. Culture meaning the attitude. When Amazon talk about being a culture fit, that means, do you have a strong initiation to take ownership? Okay. Can you think outside of the box? Can you run with things without having someone holding your hand? Okay, that's a big thing at Amazon. And are you able to dive deep in asking a lot of questions to seek answer rather than waiting for someone to tell you what to do? That is when it comes to culture fit or who's the right fit for Amazon without even having any industry experience, check out my Why Amazon video. It's actually Why Amazon or Why Any Company. Okay. Catherine. Hello, Catherine. Welcome. Catherine is new. I'm so excited. Where are you from, Catherine? Drop it down in the comment below. Let me know where you are from. Harpreet, how are you, Harpreet? And Mapra says, drop in to thank you for all your effort. Last Friday, I had my loop for junior logistic manager successfully. Wait, oh, you have an offer! Yay! Yay! Woo-hoo! Congratulations to you. Thank you so much for making the time in dropping by. I love it. I love this because it motivates me. It motivates the entire community to just let everybody know that the STAR method does work. The STAR method means a lot of things. You could use the STAR method and spend 15 minutes answering the questions. But if you follow my example, you could finish it in less than a minute. Okay. Time is just very, very precious at the moment. And people attention span, it's about 5-10 seconds long. So immediately after the first sentence out of your mouth and they are not interested, showing lack of engagement, you won't make it through the entire minute. 1 minute is a lot for one soul, which is why a lot of the things that I'm trying to teach you guys are exactly what it takes for my community member to land a job offer. Okay? Congratulations. Looking forward to hear how your day one goes. Of course, Cliff. A budget, how are you? How to answer behavioral questions? Well, it's funny that you ask. First, you have this one, which is my star playlist. I would highly advise that you guys all checked out all of my Amazon playlists, every single one. Even the one that I have complained the most, it's called the Amazon Leadership Principle. It's really just a wiki to explain what those leadership principles are. I did receive several feedback that they would want to see. Basically, they want their cake, their pie, and this and that. An example, I'm like, listen, guys, it takes a very long time to record a video and also edit, which is why a lot of you guys can tell I no longer do that. But I will go back and put timestamp so you can click straightly in the timestamp. But if you watch those video, if you guys, this is what I mean by when I pick 12 professional to offer my free coaching to, you need to tell me what you have already done. If you haven't seen a single one of my video, haven't done anything at all, then I can't really help you, okay? Because that is an opportunity for me to review some of the work that you've already done and I can help you perfection, but you need to show me that you're willing to work hard for yourself. All right. So there's a lot of that. There's so many playlists out there that I'm giving it to you. But you guys have to understand, if I make one video and tell you about the 14 Amazon leadership principle, give you an example to every single one, give you all the questions, every single one, that video will be about 20 hours long. Okay. So for all of you who are who's looking for a specific example, the whole entire playlist is there. And I just show you 2 of them. 2 out of the 8 playlists I have. But those 2 are probably my favorite because literally my personal example of my story is in there. And I'm going to repeat myself one more time. Please do not use my example as your own because Amazon will know that is my example. Okay? Yes, it has happened before. Ashley says the recruiter messaged me from a previous Zoom interview position, lower level. I'm interviewing with on-site loop. The lower manager wants to chat about another position, not an interview. How should I approach? Actually, I would just take it as a grain of salt. If anything, I value the Amazon interview process. Amazon hire people who can do the job, right? They're really looking for, can you produce and are you going to be successful in that role? If they think that you're a better fit or for a different role, or better fit more than one position, that's more brownie points for you. Let them go for it. Okay. I wouldn't prep your interviewed any other way different than everything that I have already shared with you guys. It's still the same format. Okay. That's why knowing your personal branding is so highly important so that you can back yourself up with the right examples. Abraham, how are you, Abraham? LJ Live, thank you for the thumbs up. Evelyn, I think you are new. If you're not new, hello. If you guys are shy in the background, there are 48 of you. At least give me some star or thumbs up emoji. I would really appreciate it. Let me know that you're still with me. Okay? Star, 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 Sin. You are right. I know I'm going crazy with my star. Zoe, hello, Zoe. How are you? Happy holidays to you. Vadita, how are you? I have a behavioral interview with Amazon in an hour. Wow, and you dropped by. Can we please wish our friend Jay best of luck to his or her interviewed? Vanaya, how are you? How long does it take to get result about your recent interview at Amazon? Well, it really depends because it depends on how quickly the interviewer entered their feedback. Okay. It also depends if the person who's interviewing you before they enter their feedback, do they have 10 meetings right after that? Because people do get caught in the weed of meeting back to back or sometime multiple meetings within the same time frame. But in general, you should be hearing back within a couple of days to a week. And also, this is around the holiday season. Your recruiter may be going on PTO and or the person who's interviewing you. So I would highly advise for you to follow up with your recruiter every 2 business days. Yes, don't be afraid to follow up with your recruiter because if you don't, for a recruiter, because they're so busy, for you, it may feel like it's been it is a week overdue for feedback. In the recruiter, she or he may just felt like literally just having a conversation with you an hour ago. You see where I'm going? So it's okay to follow up with them in every 2 business day, either yay or nay, and see if you would be a better fit for another role. Jay says, well, Jay, my friend, your interview is in 1 hour. What are some of the most common and unexpected mistakes by candidates during behavioral question session? The number one biggest mistake, guys, is not being specific in your example. Okay? Amazon is a very specific organization. If you're going to answer the questions, let's just say you have no clue what I'm talking about using the STAR method. Okay, and here's how you save yourself. At the bare minimum, give a specific example. What problem are you trying to solve? And how did you solve your problem with a business impact? If you are telling a story with no ROI or return on investment, you're not going to make it through. Okay. Well, of course, how's your day or tell me about yourself. You don't necessarily need to go to that detail. But if you don't use the STAR method at the bare minimum, what are you solving for? Who are you solving for? This is what I mean by specific, because without specific example in how you provide your answer, one, you're not going to meet the leadership principle, right? Which is dive deep and think big, deliver result, bias for action. You guys know the LPs. Furthermore, it will sound very general. General answer are usually very around the circles where the interviewer doesn't understand what you have been able to build, scale, or accomplish. And furthermore, they don't know what you can bring on the table. Okay, that's the number one mistake. Again, specific example. Himansu, hey Himansu, can I talk about the final panel? Well, Homansu, funny that you mentioned in this playlist right over here. This one, you see that if you, let me move over here a little bit. If you take a look, there's actually 2 video, a part 1 and 2. That's because I got cut off. That's why it's part 1 and 2. It's actually the same stream. I talked about the on-site interview process, the type of questions, how you should be prepared. So I highly advise for you to go check out this playlist or the video directly. And this is the Amazon Star interview playlist. And now, there you go. Abraham says, when we are answering behavioral question, oh, this is really big. Here you go. When we're answering behavioral questions and applying the STAR method, how long should our answer be? I've taken interviews in the past and I hear people go on and on and on. Exactly. My take is 45 seconds. You could certainly go to a minute, but you need to keep the interview very entertaining, where the transition flow is very, very clear and exciting that they would want to hear more. Here's why. Because if they're bored and you have lost them, you've completely lost them mentally, even if you're able to save the company $1.5 million, they're not even hearing it because after 10 seconds, you pretty much have lost them. Okay. I want to hear from you guys who's watching right now. How long do you think your answer should be? And let's help out our friend here. Yes. How are you? I'm confused whether I should look for data analyst job, which I have 7+ years experience for, looking for machine learning job, which is my interest, but have just 1 year of experience. Well, it really depends, right? If you have 7 years of experience, 10 years, 20 years, that's not the year of experience. It's not relevant. This is coming from someone that's been in the recruiting industry for 21 years. Okay. It's more important within all the years of experience that you have. What have you done relating to those skills? Okay. For example, if you have 7 years of experience where you are a solid data analyst, being able to produce reportings and matrix with customer bases and how you're delivering results in diving deep into data analysis or using SQL, however databases that you were able to build for your stakeholders, then yes. Okay, if you haven't done a lot of those and don't have a ton of specific example, then it's kind of hard to go from that to switch to something different. If you want to look for machine learning positions, you have to look at the job description and what part of that are you able to fulfill. I've heard career coaches coach all kinds. I've heard every single thing. Again, everyone is very, very different. If you're going to do a career transitions, I would look at what part of a machine learning is it engineer, analyst, specialist, which role. You need to be a little bit more specific with me. Okay. If you look at that, would you be able to build the data that's going to be asked? Don't know what I'm talking about? No problem. Do a quick search on LinkedIn. Simply just put down machine learning specialist. Let's just try specialist, an entry level position. If you look at the job descriptions, what part of that are you able to do? And I would simply just highlight that. Okay. Now, there's a lot of machine learning position that has to do with data and analytics, data scientists, right? Are you a data science researcher or are you an application owner? Which one is your background? Okay. So without diving deep into your credential, it's hard for me to really guide you towards the right area. Let me know if that makes sense for you. New Jersey. Welcome, Catherine from New Jersey. East Coast in the house. Rafaela. Hello, Rafaela. I had a virtual interview for Amazon in Europe. Your videos helped a lot. Still waiting for feedback from the recruiter. And please do stay in touch. Let me know. Come back next week and let us know that you have an offer from Amazon. Thank you. Catherine says, I love your energy. I have a second interview Friday for AWS for an EA role. Star. Yes, it's all about star. Star, star, star. How long should your star answer be, guys? How long? 30 second to 45 second. Vishur. Hello, Vishur. How are you? Ray, how are you, Ray? Shitan. Hey, Shitan. Interviewing for a technical account manager role. Good luck to you, Shitan. I recently helped quite a few TAM. They call them TAM at Amazon, technical account manager, out of my VIP membership. Angelica, hello to you. Salish, how are you, Salish? Baltimore, hey, 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 hey to you. Stopping to say hello, loving your content. Thank you again for, oh, of course. I love it when community member just wanted to quickly stop by to say hello. Della, I haven't seen you in the last few sessions. What does it mean if you get inclined for a position, but the letter says that you are no current openings, but will contact you when something comes available over the next few months? When you say inclined, are you talking about a message? Is that your job applicant status? What do you mean by that? If you could be more specific for me. I'm not really sure how to answer that, to be honest, but generally, I wouldn't focus my energy on what the status of your application says to me. If you guys, I set this in every single one of my live stream because status can change like in a second. I would simply just select all and put move to the next phase, or select all and just reject everyone and send you a rejection letter if I know that none of my buzzwords are showing up if I'm searching for a specific skill set for that team. Okay. So it could be a number of things. My thing to you is, if you're still in the job market and trying to land a job interview, take a look at my LinkedIn profile review, because there's a lot of goodness in there. Okay. And I talk about my Power LinkedIn right here, this playlist. It's going to teach you exactly how to build the right credential so that you can land job interview. Maria, I had my interview with the hiring manager today. Oh, wow. There's a lot of you guys interviewing today. Hoping to pass the loop. I truly believe Star is the best. Yay! Me too. I know one would think that I'm crazy because literally I love the STAR method so much that I've created the STAR Interview Accelerator. Some of you guys are in here. It's just so simplistic, right? It forces you to think about your situation that is exciting, where people want to hear about your story. And then you walk them through the type of problem that you're solving for. And then you're going to walk them through the action that you took to solve those problems quickly, and then what it was your end result, your business impact for the employer. Okay, and that's exciting. I think there's so many different ways to categorize what is a good answer, but I am truly believing that interview is such a unique skill. Even executives and folks who have amazing experiences, like for example from companies like Microsoft and even Amazon itself, are coming to me asking them to help them with other FANG companies. Okay, just because you are an executive or already an engineering leader doesn't mean that you know how to interview. And guys, here's the thing: those who came to me to help them, they are, one of them is a bar raiser at Amazon. Okay, I'm just saying, the individual is no longer there and they were able to land a position at another FANG company. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Even hiring managers themselves, because they haven't interviewed and they've been with the same company for so long, it gets really rusty. There's a big difference with having the skills to interview candidates like yourself versus being interviewed. It's not the same language. Okay. Miriam, hello, Miriam from Spain. Hello. ¿Cómo está? After watching your video the last 2 weeks preparing for the process, it's exciting to join you live. Haha, thank you. I have my panel on Thursday for an EU operations recruiter. All right. I talked a lot and I want to sound specific. It's not 45 minute. I explain my Star LP within 1 minute. You can certainly go 1 minute, Miriam, but remember, if you record yourself, and this is the I'm you guys need to watch the last 2 weeks video as well. And I talked a lot about the best tips and how you prepare for the final loop. I talk about recording over Zoom because it is free, it is video, especially on video. Okay, people get very tense, very nervous, and they can go on for 15 minutes. You have to do that within the first 1 minute. If you listen to yourself, if you go beyond that, it's okay. The whole point of practicing about 50 times, yes, 50 times, if you look back, you'll be able to tell what to cut off and how you stay concise. Okay. It is true because every single one of my coaching community, member, have said to me, every single one of them have said, Holly, it takes me 3 minutes just to talk about my situation. How am I going to give you an answer in 30 seconds? And guess what? After spending 2 weeks with me, they gave me an answer in 30 seconds. Okay. It is not that hard. It requires a lot of hard work. It requires following my process to a T. Okay. And practice does make better. If I have to compare those who have recorded themselves 10 times versus 30 times versus 50 times, it is day and night. If I have to compare the 10 time and the 30 time, that alone, at the bare minimum, you're sticking to 45 second to 30 second. If you guys can truly tell me that you've recorded yourself 30 times, not one question 30 times, all of them, as if you are in an actual interview. Okay? That is the most important tip that I can give you in staying consistent with a time limit. Miss Mountain Dew. How do we answer straight questions such as what is your communication style? Depending on the role, that's not a question that the interviewer would generally ask you. Okay, it's not. It's not common at all. If you are a people manager, then yes, I see that. Or if you are a content creator or thing or something along that route, um, you just have to give a very brief. This is definitely not a 1 minute answer. For example, my communication style is my communication style is very direct and concise because your time is valuable to me, and I want to make sure that the content that I'm delivering makes sense, that can add value to you. Um, and if they have questions with that, I am also a really big fan of receiving critical feedback, and I take feedback at heart in order for me to improve my overall communication. Okay. I would answer it that way if it was me, and you have to think of your role and your specialty, how you would come about in answering that. Ashish, how are you, Ashish? Giovanni, 3 to 5 minutes is way too long, my friend. If you are giving a 5 minute answer, you're not going to get a job in 5 minute answer. Remember, guys, if your answer is concise to the point where you're able to solve a specific problem that has a business impact or any kind of valuable results, the interviewer will come up with 3 probing questions just based off of that. Okay. A 45 minute to a 1 hour job interview will go by very, very fast. You're welcome, Abraham. Supalama. Hi, Supalama. I just wanted to know. Oh, you got the Amazon internship. Oh my God. Yay. Hang on. Yay. Wow, you came to my life so recent. I think it was a month ago or so. Congratulations to you. Awesome. Reach out to me so I can remember to send you a link to my private Facebook group for Amazonians, okay? Lover of music. Hello to you. How to articulate better? What if one speaks while thinking the talk is slow? Many thanks. Well, this is a really good question, lover of music. Okay, here it is. In an event, if you're interviewing and you don't know what to talk about, you simply take a glass and have a sip of coffee like this. And then you answer. So what I would do is, the one tip I can give you, love of music, is I would pay attention to your audience, the person who's interviewing you. For instance, are they monotone? Are they do they have do they demonstrate personality? Do you like their energy? It's good to kind of blend it together. Okay, if someone is really monotone and you're really excited and all that, it wouldn't scare them, but they may think it's too much. So I will meet them in the middle. Okay. If you're interviewing with someone like me, I'm usually very energetic, I'm high energy, and I'm generally very quirky and very interested in interviewing my candidate. I like to be very engaged. Then that's the time for you to be very engaging, smiled. Okay. In fact, I also like to make my candidate comfortable by just small talk to make them to ease them right into the interview mode. Not a lot of interviewer does that, but some does. Okay. And if you feel that they're a little bit tense, maybe you should not joke around, but smile with them and be silly, just a tiny little bit, not a whole lot, but you have to really pay attention to your audience and just kind of adjust yourself to that mode. Okay? Ashish, how are you, Ashish? Know why before applying for a role to be successful in yes, you have to know your why, okay? If you guys don't know why you want to join Amazon or ABC company, nobody can help you. No one can. You have to know why you want to join the company. Because when you guys reach out to me and you're asking me, Holly, can you tell me why I'm interested in Amazon? No, because if I'm telling you why, I'm basically helping you cheat to tell you the right answer. You need to be able to know what you bring on the table for Amazon. Go watch my video on why Amazon. Yes, LJ, you go and work on everything, every single thing to win. Azi, hi Azi. Is this the same? Is this my Azi? There's too many of you now. I had an interview for AWS Solution Architect, but rejected. I messaged the recruiter right after if I could get feedback, but no response. How could I know the reason to prepare for next time? It's very simple, Aziz, okay? If you didn't make it through an Amazon job, any role, any company at all you would have to do is think back of who you interview with, what type of questions were asked, and which one of those questions were you truly struggling with. Okay. At the bare minimum, you remember the questions. If I were you, I would write down the questions and your answer and just try to redo it again. How you would be able to give a better answer. And I guarantee you, you could pretty much figure it out. Okay. And if you need extra help, I would probably leverage a solution architect or someone that's much more senior than you are and just not rehearse but share with some of your solution and see if it makes sense for those professional in the role that are much more senior than you. Okay, and that's how you know where the gap is and how to fill the gap by not a mentor. You're not really looking for a mentor, but you're looking for guidance. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. Did someone say me too? Question: if you are okay. My admin need to remove Doctor Strange from here, who is being extremely strange. Miriam, how are you, Miriam? I'll do my best, practicing 15 times and beyond. Thank you so much. Miriam, for you to really ace an interview, you need to record yourself as the whole thing for at least 30 to 50 times. I recommend 50 times to be comfortable. Okay? Salish, hey, how are you, Salish? I got a message from Amazon saying information required before your Amazon interview. Please tell me what it means. Information required. I'm not really sure what you're referring to, Salish. If you could be more specific, are we talking about the NDA? Because usually before you interview with Amazon, you would have to fill an NDA form. Okay? Felipe says, tomorrow I have an interview for data analyst. So during the interview, I don't understand question. Is it good to ask to repeat? Yes, absolutely. If you don't understand the questions, simply just ask qualifying questions before you say, I don't know, or I don't have an answer to. Okay. And if you guys truly don't have an answer to the interview questions, simply just say, I have not done this before, but I've done something similar. Can I share that example with you? Okay. Yay, Cliff! Cliff just received an interview for an AWS. Yay! All right, nice job, Cliff. That means that we're going to be extra tough on you in our upcoming mock interview. Ivy, how are you, Ivy? What are good questions to ask the interviewer? I really messed up. Let's call it messed up. This part, I interviewed for my current job, but it's my first job, so many just forgave me. Well, Ivy, I have a list of questions that is in my Patreon. Basically, every single documentation that I put together is in my Patreon group. If you're interested, it's just patreon.com/Holly Lee. Okay. But um, at the bare minimum, I don't just wanted to tell you guys the questions to ask. I want to give you guys a chance to think outside of the box a little bit. For someone who is new to the role or Amazon, what type of questions would you be curious to know about the hiring manager or the person who's interviewing you, right? For example, if I'm interviewing for a position, let's just say head of staffing for a technology company, I would like to know if the hiring manager could first of all, I would like to this person to walk me through how the person in this role could be successful and how this person's going to be measured, or what is success, how will success be measured by. I would also love to know more about the environment. For me, I'm in recruiting, so I would really love to know how I'm being measured among my peers. How large is the organization I'm going to support? You see where I'm going? I have so many different companies, so it's really depending on your role. I don't want to give you guys the answer right off the bat, but I want you to really take the opportunity and try and show me what you can come up with. And together we can figure out what would be the right thing. Yes, I have a template for every single thing. As mentioned, it's in my Patreon community. But even so, in all of my community, you guys know that I don't just give you an answer. I want you to think about it first before you use an example. Okay? It's an example for a reason, and I want you to be innovative, because an Amazon interview, they would really dive deep into your answer. So you need to be able to back it up. Purwa, hello, Purwa. Purwa says, last month I had my Amazon interview for data engineer position, was able to answer technical questions but not behavioral questions. Which behavioral questions were you struggling with? And Purwa, did you get a chance to look through the playlist I've just mentioned earlier, which is this one here, as well as this one for all of my examples? Okay. Um, the behavioral question is really a way for you to articulate your experiences. That's what behavioral questions are. Who can tell me what behavioral question is and why is it so important for all of the company, tech or non-tech? Leave what you think and your perception of behavioral question is, and I'll share mine. It is a tremendous way for an employer to evaluate if you are the right fit for their environment. When I say environment, every company have their own unique environment and culture. Okay. At Amazon, it is the way to see if you could deliver results quickly. I talked a lot about scope and scale, and that has a lot to do with behavioral questions and the way you articulate in a short time frame in demonstrating how you're able to solve specific problem. I think I must have said specific about 20 times in this live stream. Roach, the. Hi, Holly. Does knowing the hiring manager he wants me for a job help or hurt during the interview loop? It really depends. Referrals are great, obviously, but in the end of the day, even if a hiring manager wants to hire you and the bar raiser is giving you a thumbs down, or there's thumbs down from your future peers or cross-functional team, it's hard for you to get a job. Okay, because I've just seen this happen, not just at Amazon, but at a lot of the company as well. Just because it is a referral, has the hiring manager work with you personally recently? If the hiring managers have worked with you 5 years ago or 10 years ago, that may not be relevant, because the environment, technology has changed, obviously, and the environment is completely different at Amazon. Um, in the end of the day, the Amazon has the magic wand to issue an offer to you. But at the same time, if there's a couple thumbs down, or there's 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 feedback indicating some of the concern of not being able to perform this job function, for example, not saying that you're not, then the hiring manager will change his or her vote. All right. You're welcome, Azu. Ha 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 says, hey, I applied for a few positions at Amazon. They mailed me back saying information required for you Amazon interview. They make me feel the same from again, which I apply. But please help. I'm not really sure what you're talking about, and this seems like a second person who's asking me this. If it's an NDA, you have to fill it out. Okay. Um, you may be interviewing for a different team. I'm not really sure because I'm not an Amazon employee, but the only information that's missing is generally an NDA form, which is what is said during the interview. If there's any information that are disclosed, you can't share it with the public or people you know. That's basically what an NDA is. It's not just Amazon. I'm pretty sure a lot of the tech company who are specifically building products or future products would have to make you sign an NDA. You're welcome, Ivy. Angelica, I applied for a senior manager position at the end of this week. How long would it take for a phone interview? When you say you applied, did you already have a conversation with the recruiter or no? If you haven't, then it really depends because the recruiter have to look at your credential in order to say yay or nay. Sometimes when your credential is so good, they would just skip the recruiter screen or the recruiter phone screen, not HR, by the way, it's recruiter phone screen, and then move it to the hiring manager for the phone screen. So I'm not really sure what you meant by that. Parva says, I'm interviewing. They asked most innovative thing, which I did. Oh, I see. Because you were talking about struggling with behavioral questions. Actually, I have an example right over here. Hang on a second. Here, this is an example of the most innovative things that I have done right here. So everyone's version is very different, obviously. The most the reason why Amazon asked this question is they wanted to see really what is the largest scope that you have that you were able to build from the beginning to the end. Are you able to scale? So when you're giving an answer of what is the most innovative thing or what is the largest project that you have done, that is a great opportunity to talk about your largest accomplishment. It may not be large enough for an Amazon standard. I'm not sure. Again, I'm just a very authentic career coach and I don't like to sugarcoat. So I like to be able to give feedback based on answering your questions directly. Okay. Bear in the wild. Is that a bad idea to reach out to interviewer directly for feedback? I wouldn't. I will not do that because they won't be able to give you feedback directly. However, you're more than welcome. I sound like I'm a recruiter. However, I would advise for you to stay in contact and loop them in. Remember, when you're reaching out to the interviewers or the recruiters, so on and so forth, before you reach out to anyone, you have to be able to personalize your message. You cannot just reach out to them asking for a job or basically don't sound like the thousands or millions of people who's reaching out to the same person. Your hiring manager likelihood have interviewed a bunch of people before they make a hire for their team. So just assume that everyone is going to reach out to the hiring manager. Okay. So again, take a look at the Power of LinkedIn playlist, and I have 2 video on there that teaches you how to be personalized in your networking with the hiring manager. Yes, the hiring manager is very, very busy. That's why you can't reach out asking for a job. You need to be a little bit more personable. A couple more. Dilari. Hi, Dilari. You're doing a great job. Oh, thank you. I have my final loop next week, and I've been watching your LP video a lot about the senior architect positions. You have some tip about the whiteboarding. Well, the only tip I have with whiteboarding is you need to practice whiteboarding. I know, cliche, right? You need to practice because whiteboarding is not something that you do often. You need to. Most likely, it's going to be over a virtual whiteboard. I can't remember what doc they use because it's been a long time for me since I was recruiting for Amazon as a leader. But the bottom line is you need to, if you look at the technical criteria for a solution architect, you need to be able to, can't talk. You need to be able to perform those technical function at 80%. Okay. Amazon is very unlike other companies. Again, let me repeat myself one more time. everything on the Amazon job description, really you're doing 100% of those tasks and 100% of something else, an additional 100% of something else. You guys, you see where I'm going? So Amazon, it is an environment that you're going to manage multiple products very quickly and almost right off the bat. So you need to be able to do that. But a lot of the questions that they will ask you, aside from the norm behavioral questions, also is based off of your credential. That's why your branding is critical. You're welcome to Dish. Hack. Difference between recruiter and hiring manager. What are you trying to ask for? The difference between a recruiter and a hiring manager? The recruiters support the hiring managers by pushing them through the pipeline. Okay. Um, a recruiter is someone who makes sure that you are qualified to save the hiring manager's time, because the hiring manager doesn't have time to look at the hundreds or thousands of applicants, and that's what the recruiter does. They wanted to make sure that the top 10 candidates are in front of the manager. Angelica, applying for a position in Spain. Another person from Spain. Woohoo. My interview would be in English. Yes. That is correct. Because in the Spain, you must be referring to the Madrid office. Although I have seen interviewer, small talk in Spanish, but the interviewer will be English based, because your cross-functional team that you'll be having meetings with are all based in the US or Seattle office. Yes, thank you, Anlu. Bear in a while. As a recruiter, have you ever found source a candidate that didn't get a job, but you kept them in mind or filed for another job that comes up? That's an excellent question. I if I source a candidate, if I talk to a candidate, if they don't make it through the process, generally my ratio of the one that I put through the process is very, very high. The one that doesn't, I will connect with them and keep them on my LinkedIn, and I want to give them an opportunity between 1 to 3 years to see if there's any difference. I'm a tech person, so basically, if someone is lacking coding or ability to solve problem with data structure or algorithm, I know that they're probably not going to be able to pass the position again in a year or even 2 years unless they change job, or are able to take on larger projects where they're able to build services and product and able to scale it across. Okay. So if they're still in the same position and haven't really grown in their technical career, then I will not be reaching out to them. But in general, the ratio of me reaching out to candidate is really low. I'm very famous for low volume, high quality. So I'm focusing on quality and very less on quantity. If I hope that answers your question. I reach out to candidates, in knowing the percentage that they're going to pass an Amazon interview to be very high. Rohit. Hey, Rohit. Thanks for all you do. I have my final loop for a senior TPM. I have 2 stories written for every LP, about 33 commonly asked questions. Anything else you suggest? I suggest that you record yourself 50 times. 50 times. 33 question is a lot of questions, but if you don't have any problem answering them, go for it, okay? Because there will be times where an interviewer will ask you the same questions over and over again. Um, I'm not really sure why. Maybe it was a last interviewer who got replaced with someone who couldn't make it. It has happened to my customers before. So it's not a bad thing if you have the bandwidth and you don't have a problem writing your stories. Absolutely go for it. The more, the merrier, but I wouldn't go any more than that. Okay? Adriana, I am just starting the interview process for a senior account executive. The role has been presenting aggressively sales tactics. That is correct, Adriana. You're welcome, Marianne. Shio. Hi, Shio. Happy early Christmas to you. Thank you for how amazing. Oh, you are. I just had my day one as a manager, and your videos took me here. Oh, thank you. Yay. Oh, thank you so much for coming by and letting me know. Congratulations again. Kwan, how are you, Kwan? Is it better for us to thank the interviewer panel and highlight my desire to join the company in the end? Will that be? That's actually a very good question. To be honest, my honest, utmost my honest opinion how I would do it, and you guys can do whatever you want. I personally will not do that because it could come off as a desperate gesture, because you need to understand they're interviewing a lot of people. What if every single person does that? Or if they're interviewing 10 people and 8 people in the end says, thank you for your time. I really want this position. I think it's a great fit. No, I wouldn't do that. In the end, I will simply just say, you know what, thank you for sharing your experience, versus saying thank you and showing that you really want the position. I would save that time and energy and share to do a brief recap of what you like about the interview. Okay. I would simply just say, hey, thank you so much for asking me about, ABC. I hope I was able to answer all of your questions, and they'll give you an answer, right? I would rather it to be more of a ping pong dialogue conversation versus you just wrapping up saying that I really want the position. You see where I'm going? That's just my style. Impress them with your skills and experiences. Angelica, I just applied to the website. I haven't contacted anyone. Okay. Then I wouldn't just apply to apply. You guys know how I feel about applying to a job directly. I would recommend networking with the hiring managers. One may disagree with me. Everyone is busy, but your chances of letting an interviewed and leveraging people that you know who are at Amazon, or people who know someone at Amazon, versus applying to a job cold turkey is much higher. Sure, you can do both, but don't apply to 50 jobs at Amazon. You see where I'm going? Shitan says, what is the percentage of skills to be matched as per the JD? For an Amazon position, you need to match at least 80%. As mentioned earlier, and I said this a couple of times, everything on that job description, you will be performing at 100%. Everything. So, and in order for you to pass the job interview, you know that the type of questions the type of answer they're looking for is very specific to the role and the product and the environment that they're hiring you for. I hope that makes sense to you. Other company, not so much, but Amazon is a very specific company. Ivy says, just curious, are people now interviewing online or still in person? I'm going to say things are still remotely. At least this is what I'm hearing from all of my customers. Adriana says, what is the best way to answer a question if they ask about a deal that I was unable to close? This must be an account manager or customer negotiation, but basically an area where you fail. Okay. Well, then you would have to give an example of a mistake that you've made, or an area where you weren't able to win the customer, and why is that? The one advice I would give you is, actually, hang on one second. Is it this playlist? If you look at this playlist here, Adriana, there's one that says career failure right there. Check out that video. Okay. You should be able to find your answer there. Rohit says, a follow-up, is it okay to tell them that I referenced the matrix and KPI? Hard to remember so much. What do you mean by that? You can certainly reference matrix and KPI, but remember, I talk about specific example with depth to the point. Okay? Rochelle, hey Rochelle, how long would it take for the recruiter to confirm the virtual interview time for an internship at Amazon? To be clearly upfront to you, I have no clue because I've never been in campus recruiting before. I'm going to assume that Amazon used to have the 2 and 5 promise, which is every 2 business day they have back to you from the moment that you are in their active interview process. Because of the pandemic, I know they are struggling with so many applicants. I would, if I were you, I would simply just follow up with your recruiter weekly. Um, Sayo says, then this is for someone who landed an offer and started at Amazon. Advice to candidates for behavioral questions. Think of examples that have great impact on multiple teams or globally. Yep. If it's the case, and be prepared to provide numbers, matrix that support that. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for sharing that. Parwa said, in my interview, first question was, tell me about yourself. And I started about my experience and technical skills. And interviewer says, oh, this is my resume. I was blank what to say. Tell me about yourself. It's really a quick overview of like who you are. I started about my experience and technical skills, and interviewer said, oh, this is my resume. Well, first of all, when the interviewer says basically what you're saying is on your resume, that's kind of rude. You should never tell a candidate that, interviewer. Secondly, that means that the candidate is nervous. So if I am this person who's interviewing you, I hope you're watching right now, Amazon or whomever interviewer, you when a candidate is nervous and start talking about experiences and random thought, simply give them a moment to gather their thought together and rephrase or direct the candidates. Okay, as mentioned, not all interviewers are great interviewers because they don't have the level of patience, whatever the reason is. Tell me about yourself is also in my 60-second elevator pitch video. It's the first video I've ever made. Go check that out. And let me give you an example of tell me about myself. Okay. Basically, you wanted to talk about like who you are, what have you done, who have you helped, and very cut very cut straight to the point. You don't have to mention all the technical skills. I would simply just say, for me, I'm a career coach with 2 decades of experience in technical recruiting for high tech companies. I help my customers land position by identifying their key strength, a clear visions into getting the right opportunity with companies such as Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. I'm done. Or if I'm applying for, let's just say, the VP of recruiting for, I don't know, whatever company that may be, and I'm not a career coach, I would simply just say, I spent the last 2 decades as a recruiting leader and trainer for top companies. My passion is really building a recruiting team from scratch, as well as business team globally, and able to do that quickly within 3 to 6 months time frame. I'm really interested in learning more about your role to see if this would be the right fit. That's my style. When I'm interviewing, it doesn't matter what questions they're asking me, especially tell me about yourself. I would never want to make it seem like I'm selling myself to death or I really want the role. When I'm interviewing, when I'm being considered for a position, I want my audience, the interviewer, to also feel like I'm interviewing them, because interviewing is a two-way street. When you show up like you really wanted the job and you're getting really nervous and lack of confidence, that's going to pull their interviewer's confidence away from wanting to incline to hire you. So it's always great to show up more prepared by storytelling, right? This is where I should probably tell you guys that it's very rare that I have clients who practice 50 times. You should. But on average, it's close to 50 times, 30 to 50 times. When you can get to that place during an interview setting, you're no longer just sounding like you really want the job. It's more of having a conversation with them where you're feeling more at ease. Okay? Okay, last questions. Bear in the wild, how many times should I email the recruiter, not Amazon, interviewed 2+ weeks ago with a hiring manager? They mentioned next step would be another interview and nothing from the recruiter since. Amazon or not, okay? Let me spend a moment in preaching to you guys. You deserve every single respect from an employer. I don't care any employer. If you have already spent the time in talking to the recruiter, what, half an hour, And let's just say, or you spend the time with a phone interview with the hiring manager. Again, doesn't matter what company or who, they deserve to give you the time, at least letting you know what the next step would be, either rejection or when it's your next interview schedule. Okay. So don't be afraid. This is what my son would say. Don't be afraid, mama. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to reach out to the recruiter. Tell them that you are looking forward to the next step. Also, while you're reaching out in that same message, give the recruiter your availability for the next round. If I were you, I will give them a couple options 2 weeks from the day that you're sending an email. That's allowing time to practice. Okay. Thank you so much, professional, for spending this Tuesday with me. For those of you who are my pay YouTube member community, I will see you on Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have an amazing rest of the week. Talk to you soon.